All right, see you real soon. Sorry, we are a bit late getting started, guys. We had a few things to set up, and it's been a busy week for all, but we are good to go. So, without keeping you waiting any longer, let's just get on in and see who's here today. So, obviously, we got Cozy, and as you can see up in the corner now, we got this cool new thing for Die Maker and Ludgate, so you can tell who's talking and when. That kind of helps us out as well. And yeah, so here we go. So how's it going, guys?
It's doing
Hey,
good.
hey. Good, good.
Yeah, it's going great.
All right.
Excited for another show. Lots of good stuff happening this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, so the main talking point about this week, obviously, it's the Frozen stuff, right? That did anyone have any clue that was coming, or was that just a giant surprise on everyone?
Giant surprise for me. I didn't know until the rest of the world did, and that I thought personally they were going to say Frozen for later in the year. Myself. What about you guys?
Caught me totally unaware. Meathead posted patch notes on Monday. Normally they come on Wednesdays, and when I asked him about it midweek, he said, "No, I already posted the patch notes." And then Wednesday came and went with nothing, and then all of a sudden on Thursday it was like just boom. Yeah, it was really cool though. I like surprises like that. It makes it more interesting. Keeps us on our toes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they've been pretty good with just dropping events and stuff like that, and some of them you could see coming because they were from rotation from before. But no, this was like the first really big surprise for content since global. So that's a pretty good one. And obviously they're intending to bring Honor and Elsa, which Cozy alluded to there, probably maybe later in the year. I can't see them just dropping these two like that again without making some big event out of it. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Lud, where are you with this? And Die, you as well. I think personally that they're trying a new type of event. They've put the Incredibles. They just put them out there, right, for us to get. And it was definitely behind what a paywall, because you essentially had to get the Incredibles and then go right in. I think they're testing this out. I think they dropped Sven and Kristoff as farmable just for a bit to give us a little bit of wiggle room. And then I think Elsa and Anna are coming sooner than we think.
Okay. So when do you think they might drop? Like, were we talking like a couple of weeks or a month or what?
It's tough. It's tough to say, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if it's in the next 2 weeks at all.
Oh,
How about you guys?
yeah. Well, I'd be pretty shocked if it wasn't some big event that they had ready to go. If they just dropped like Sven and Christoph did, then I'm sure they got
It'll
something.
be an
They
event,
gotta,
for sure.
right, Lud?
Well, we have just over 2 days left on the Onward event, and except for a couple last minute surprises, they normally give us 24 hours notice on new events. So I'm thinking if we don't have news of an Aladdin event starting after Onward's done, and just what Danny's saying in the comments too, Danny's on the ball. If we don't have news at midnight server time, I think we're going to get a Frozen event once this Onward event's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That seems to be on the money. So if everyone's wondering why I just floated Cozy upwards, I've noticed I don't normally look at the main scene, but YouTube automatically puts this weird little logo thing in the corner, and I've noticed it was right over Cozy, so I don't really want to cover him up with that. So I thought I got rid of that. So sorry for that. So I've just elevated him.
Just floating.
He
Just
kind of
floating
deserves
around
that
a little
anyway.
bit.
It's reflective of his meteoric rise on YouTube. Was like 700 plus subscribers now.
Goodness, yeah.
So you get elevated. Yeah, he's absolutely killing it with the videos. Absolutely amazing master guide contents over there. So go check him out. So yeah, that there's not been much else. I'm gonna go over to my inbox and see if they've got anything new for us. No, so you just unlock the Kristoff and Sven thing. So yep, those are all the places you can get them. They're obviously on the elite nodes, and yeah, and in Grand Campaign. So of the two, which one you got a chance to test them out all on your new Twitch stream there, Cozy? Which one do you think is more desirable if you only have like resources to chase after one, or is it possible to chase two at the same time because they're in different places?
Yeah, I mean, I personally would reckon, if you're gonna go after one, go after both. But if you can't go after both, go after Sven. I was able to. Sven's gonna work more with, kind of more of a plug and play. I think they work obviously really well together, and I think Christoph does a good job at what he does. I played with them about an extra few hours today, just testing them out and their synergies, and they're looking. I mean, they look strong. They do. Sven is stronger than people. I mean, I know people think he's gonna be pretty good, but I think Sven's gonna be a real hurt once he gets maxed out and once we see those start floating around.
All right. So what is like his most equivalent player right now? Like, what character would you liken him to being either like similar or better than that we currently have?
Rephrase the question. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. You said like what? I was trying to understand that.
Oh, so I'm saying what is Sven closest to that we already have in the game? What can you liken him to that we already have?
Like bucket of soldiers.
Oh, really? So basically he's a playable character, bucket of soldiers.
Yeah, in a sense, it's cool. Him and I mean, Sean Yu has a great basic too, but essentially he doesn't care about Splash Mountain. He's going to be doing big basics either way. He assists a ton. We were using him yesterday on stream, and between what was I had a team I was floating out there today. What was it? Let me grab it. It was we had Jack Sparrow, Sven, Christoph, Scar, and Bob, and bucket of soldiers, and it was just. I mean, sometimes you were getting like 5 assists a hit. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice model as well. I haven't really had a chance to properly look at these guys, but yeah, that's pretty sweet, and he's really well animated here in his little character model screen. So cool.
So I find it funny that you said that, Cozy, because I was talking to one of our guildmates, Bokanonist, earlier today, and she went hard for Christoph, and she is really impressed by him. She likes the fact that he can put out a troll every other turn that has a lot of health, and that they act immediately, so they can get that heal off right away, or they can do something else right away. So she's big on Christoph, actually.
He's good. He's very so. I mean, again, as a duo, these guys have so much potential, and that's I said it on the video today. With these two being so strong, right, and they're not even the ones with the big name behind them. This is like the you're gonna have Olaf, who's a highly popular character, who I can't imagine not being pretty good, and then obviously I don't think they're gonna make Elsa a bad character. I just don't think that's gonna happen. And so seeing them all together, I think it's gonna be a scary team.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of wondering. I did have a quick look, and I was running down some of their abilities here, and I thought, okay, they're dropping I wouldn't say, not minor characters, but they're not the lead characters from Frozen. And then I was like, I wonder when they're coming. And one of these synergy, when you're talking about synergy, is it Sven or is it Christoph that has one of them? It says when Anna.
Christoph goes off Anna's kit, so there's a couple of things in there.
So there's mentions to Honor in his kit, so they're definitely coming. Yeah, I mean, they're looking good. That's going to be fun. I mean, Frozen, big franchise, and yeah, it's been missing.
Looks like we're going to get a new spell too, because we got that teaser image from Meathead that pretty much lays out who's coming.
They were briefly visible in the game too, if you knew where to look. Anna, Elsa, and Olaf. If you went to the summoner challenges and looked at the characters that you could use, you could see their card but locked in there. And then if you clicked on them, it would bring you to their character page.
Oh, nice.
But they quickly fixed that. So I think they realized their mistake. So it looks like we're getting 3 new characters at least coming very soon with it too.
Yeah.
All right. And they've got trolls in there as well. So technically we already got kind of 3 new characters.
And the trolls are not to be underestimated. They are fun. They are fun, and
they're pretty tanky.
They are. What did I say? They have 13,000 health at max, and which and I said to reference, Christoph has 22,000. So you're summoning.
Your standard DPS character has 14.4k, so they're not far off that. They're like 10% off that.
Yeah,
that's nice. So yeah,
it's definitely helpful. One thing I'm still testing, and I've I've gone back and forth on this. Is if they count as frozen characters to buff up Finn's basic. Lud, Die, have you guys heard anything else with that?
I actually haven't unlocked them yet because I've actually was busy all day and haven't had time to really to grind a lot in the game. But if they count as frozen characters and you can summon one every other turn that heals and is tanky, that's gonna put up some massive damage with Sven.
Absolutely.
Is that the first potential nerf of the Frozen universe within the game? So they're gonna realize that's just too OP.
I think they're here to stay. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's gonna. It's looking like he's gonna be putting out thousands and thousands of damage when he has a full Frozen squad, plus having all the buffs up. It's gonna be fun. We were winning battles against 7-star Zerg and Hades. I mean, they weren't doing a crazy amount, but they were living and putting out damage yesterday decently. So yeah, I'm excited for them.
Nice. All right. So what else? There really wasn't anything else much to go over news-wise this week. It's been a quiet week otherwise, but yeah, definitely super excited to see the Frozen franchise make it into the game. So if we don't have any other news, we will move on. Speaking of the trolls,
we have the VIP,
to our,
the new tower sim that's been extended beyond just Tower 5.
So what's that about?
So previously, if you were VIP, you could only sim the tower if you had finished Tower 5, which is great for like more advanced accounts, but like any level 40 VIP is not going to be able to benefit from that feature. They changed it, so now you can, instead of doing the levels manually and going as far as you can every day, you can sim to what you did the previous day. So that means if you know that you're stuck on Tower 3, Floor 8, which is a common roadblock, instead of banging your head against the wall every day, you can just quick sim it, and then while you build your characters up, and then once you feel confident, you can go beyond that. You can spend a day actually going. The only catch with the sim is that it uses your attempts completely for that day. So you can't sim and then progress. You sim, you're done, you get your rewards, that's it.
Okay, so basically if you're like me and you know you can only get to level 7 of the 5th tower here for me, then
yeah, I mean,
I would definitely do that.
That would be perfect for you.
That's a time saver.
Before it was a VIP feature, but a lot of people couldn't benefit from it. So it's kind of a good thing that they extend it to everyone.
Okay, so when is that coming around? Because it's clearly not here for me
You've
yet.
got to
I think you've
got to beat it
Tower
again.
7. You've got it there.
Oh no, yeah, you're on
So
Tower
it's
7
only-
there, yeah.
Have I restarted today or yesterday?
No, you have your restart available. So when you do your restart, you should have the option of simming up to that point.
Okay.
Blood.
So I haven't even started on that, so I won't waste that for now. But yeah. Right.
And then the only other minor thing that Danny reminded me in the comments is they've kind of regulated the speed tying a little bit. So before, characters with the same speed, it would be random which order they acted in. And now the way they do it is, say I'm fighting Cozy and we have a bunch of characters at 105 speed. If one of his goes first, then one of mine will go second, and then one of his will go third, and it'll alternate like that, as opposed to before where there was a potential of clumping.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But then it's still random draws to whose 105 goes off each match?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay,
so they're gonna have to do that, I think, for now. I wanted to.
Okay, that seems a lot fairer.
I wanted to say, Lud, I'm proud of you of knowing that Tower 3 level 8 is a roadblock for global players. As a beta player, I didn't think you. I'm proud of you for knowing the struggles.
I read about it in Discord literally every day.
Yeah, Lud is probably, if you guys don't know him and you're new to the show and the community, Lud is probably the guy who knows pretty much everything about the game. So along with the Disney Titans, but he's the most present. Let's say he's the most present in the chats there, along with all the other Disney Titans. So was there anything else? Oh yeah, the randomly, for those of you who don't spend too much in the game or are completely free to play, they threw in, I think we were debating whether it's Tapjoy obviously puts in these offers they put in one midweek. They've always been over a weekend, and then just randomly, what was it, on like Tuesday or Wednesday, I got that little splash screen saying there's 2x offers. I think it's just run out now. I was like last night midnight. Oop, that's the exchange, not the store. Yeah, so you had a chance, I guess, to get yourself some 2x offers on the gems randomly just in the middle of the week. And it didn't even, I noticed it usually would say 2x up here as well, and it didn't. So I'm not sure why they sneaked that in. There's no special event or holiday. Yeah, it's gone now. So I think that ended midnight on the server time yesterday night. So there was that. And then apart from that,
And then we noticed a small change yesterday. Someone in the Cozy Club Discord pointed it out that I think it was Doodle. Doodle pointed out that Jasmine and Genie are now 150 in the premium exchange instead of 450. So, what does that mean? We don't know, but at least it's nice to see that they bumped him down, and either they're going to rotate the Aladdin event out or it's coming back soon. We don't know what it means, but
Yeah, see,
oh yeah, look, there you go. They are a lot cheap. Thing is, I remember that going up as well. I think it was during the event at one point. They had those packs, and some of them were 750 and some of them 8. I remember one of the Aladdin characters going up, thinking, "Wow, why is that more expensive now?" So maybe they've just readjusted down. Don't know if anyone else remembers that, but I'm pretty sure that happened to one of those sets of characters.
to me, that tells me
Yeah.
that they're not event characters anymore. And if they're not event characters anymore, that means the Aladdin one's going to get cycled out. And not to be beta exclusive or anything, but people who've been playing for a long time, they've seen that event 5 times now. We're ready to move on.
I'm ready for it to come back.
Yeah. So, because I did not pay that much attention to them initially, I'm not sure why.
Probably because Aladdin's the
yeah,
best one of the bunch, and he's the one you need to get it all started. It's a big diminishing returns with that event.
Where do you get Jafar then if you don't get him from that event?
That is a question mark.
That's what we're waiting on.
They might throw him on a node. They might keep him just in the weeds for a little bit. Who knows? Or
because they took away, didn't they?
He could be. They could have the event and come back. Who knows?
Yeah, because I think obviously when they cycled in Kristoff to some of the nodes, in that note pack they also took away a couple characters from that node. I think it was Mickey. Oh, did Mickey get bumped to another node and then out of the premium exchange? Oh, that was it. Demona just went out.
Demona went out of the club exchange. And
yeah, completely out.
Yeah, you had a couple people move around. Just real quick, let's say hello to people in the chat. Raptor, thanks for coming. Emily, Blackfire, good to have you in here. And Jupiter's been with us too. Glad you guys are joining the live show.
Awesome. All right. So if that wraps up the news, got anything else, guys?
That's all for me.
All right, cool. So a light news week, but that's good because we can swiftly move on now to our top 10 for the week. And here we go. So this week it is sidekicks and servants. It's what I called it just because that's nice and alliterative. So with so many Disney stars and legends in the game, as with the movies, sometimes those henchmen and other sidekicks can be lost in the shuffle. So here is a list of some of those classic characters, even if they only play a minor role. And it had to be these guys, pretty much, because of the week's events. So obviously we got the Trolls here at number 10. And there's no real game or mystery into where you find them in the game this time around. That pretty much all of these are non-playable PvE characters. But we'll see if we can't get some interesting trivia for you guys out there about it. So Trolls, obviously from the Frozen franchise, and with everything coming into the game, they are both a non-playable PvE character and part of the kit of the new guys coming in, and apparently quite devastating. So on from that, we'll go to number 9. Which are these guys. So do you guys know who they are? Hopefully there's a bit of a... Is there still a delay?
Yeah, they're the guards from...
They're the Rhino soldiers from Robin Hood.
Exactly.
Correct. That is exactly who they are. And I think we've gone over Robin Hood before. So there's no real easy way to put this together as a top 10. There's no real ranking on them. I've done it mostly as much as possible in kind of chronological order. So this is going to be mostly, apart from the trolls, this is pretty much going to be mostly classic Disney. So then we have number 8. Who is this?
Oh.
I know they're in the game, but it's escaping me.
Yep.
All right, that is obviously it is one of the minions of that you have to fight. Even the chats. Oh wow.
Yeah, no
Okay,
one's
chat's
getting in the chat. I'm surprised.
Chat's not feeling it. Danny, where you at?
I think Danny disappeared on us.
All right. Okay, that is super familiar. Hopefully it will be, because hopefully you spent, well, as we figured out last week, everyone's a lot younger than we are. But the robot dog, or I should say than I am. You guys are pretty young. It's the robot dog from Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Oh wow. Okay.
And he is in the game, and it's a pretty random pull because he pretty much was only featured in a single episode of that TV cartoon show, Saturday morning cartoon show there for Disney, where it was an episode called Catteries Not Included. So obviously the little cat pun there, which is pretty fun. And obviously Chippendale Rescue Rangers from 1988. So I don't know how old you guys were back then, but
that's
I was
super obscure, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But for some, I mean, it's pretty iconic looking character, and for kids who grew up in that kind of era, it's even though it wasn't featured that much, it's something that sticks in people's memories from that show, even though he was very briefly featured. So there he is, 1988 Chippendale Rescue Rangers robot dog, and then
Are we
moving
supposed to be
on
giving
to.
away? Are we supposed to be giving away our age?
I think I kind of aided myself with the whole Tron thing last week, but if you want to, go ahead, Di. You wanna?
Danny said that should have been number 1. Surely couldn't get harder. Yeah, that's how I felt about the entire top 10 last week.
Yeah, we went obscure on those. So okay, these guys, who are they? You should be able to, even if you're not.
Yeah, they're from the Jungle Book.
Super old, like. Okay, yes, that is correct. And anyone know what they are actually called? They have an actual assigned name besides just random monkeys.
They're orangutans? I don't know. Like, are they not part of King Louis's little kingdom?
Yeah, they are. They are King Louis' subjects, basically, and they're known as the Bandar-log. So they're the Bandar-log monkeys from Disney's Jungle Book. And yeah, that's going back some into the 19 and yeah, so we'll catch up a little bit. And last week, call back in a way, because who is here in at number 6? Oh, we got silence again. There you go, Jupiter. King Louis' Guard. Good call.
Wow, I don't even recognize.
I know. Party Puff
They're
Girls?
in the game. They're definitely in the game, and they are annoying in the towers. I'll give you that. They are.
They're supposed to be the.
Those aren't fairy folk, are
Those
they?
aren't fairy folk.
They are. They are
Ah.
fair folk. That is exactly what they are called. They're called fair folk. They didn't actually get names even within the film, which was Black Cauldron, which we've also gone over, and we're now up to 1985. We kind of skipped there. King Louis back into Jungle Book, and then back to the 80s again with fair folk. That was mostly because they fit nicely in the slide there. So there you go. They got bumped one. So yeah, that is the fair folk. And as you will know, they are highly, highly annoying in the tower climbs. And that is why you need the claw spell for those guys specifically. It's mostly, the reason you might not recognize them is because it's mostly only represented by a kind of more female looking version of this blue fair folk here, and it's been kind of cutified a little more than they look in the actual film to fit the game's aesthetics. Yeah, so that's probably why it was like familiar but not quite. So a little bit of a trick there. And then these guys here at number 5 should be pretty recognizable. But can you tell me which movie they are from?
Danny says we need to bump it up a decade, Mac.
Well, Max said we're going in chronological order, Danny, so we should be getting right into your wheelhouse right here.
Oh no, we're going backwards.
Oh,
so we're going back in time.
Oh, man.
The further back we go, the harder it
Sleeping
gets because it's
Ooh.
yeah, that
Would you say
Die Maker got it take. Oh,
I
he's
think
out
he
now.
said, are they Sleeping Beauty? And he's correct, yeah?
Yes, he is correct. They are the goons from Sleeping Beauty, and they are obviously just, you know, regular PvE characters. And we're now going backwards, and we're up to 1959, back to Sleeping Beauty. I think we've covered that in a couple of the top 10 so far. So yeah, there's not much to tell about them. They, like I said, these are all psychics and servants, so a lot of these don't have a lot of backstory. But maybe the rest of the top 4 will have a bit more of a story for you. And speaking of, so number 4, who are these guys and what film are they from? So this is really going to test everyone's Disney prowess now, because we're
those are
19...
the weasels from Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, I knew someone was going to say that.
Now
and
you're talking my language.
Yes and no. They are not the weasels from, although they look a lot like them, they might be a callback. They are originally, to be fair, they were sort of in Roger Rabbit. They've been used throughout time because they were really popular, but they're originally from the 1949.
Jupiter says they're from Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, yeah.
Not quite. Their very first appearance was The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And what makes that particular one interesting is that was still being released by RKO Pictures, not even like Buena Vista and Disney's own distribution at that point, which also won a Golden Globe for Best Cinematography in 1950. So yeah, they are from that, and they were so popular they ended up being used in a bunch of shorts and everything, and obviously made a reemergence in Roger Rabbit. No one's really stated in canon whether or not they're exactly the same weasels, but those kind of weasel gangster type characters were brought back for Roger Rabbit. So there you go, history of the weasels there for you. And going even further back in time now, all the way back to the 1930s, who are these guys?
Tower 5.
Yeah, those are the ghosts in Tower 5.
Ghosts
I
in
know
Tower
that much.
5, yeah.
There you go. Okay, we'll probably get answers for
Dalinar says they're from Dumbo.
No, I can understand why you might think that, because you're probably thinking of the Pink Elephant's crazy acid trip sequence, right? Where they're sort of
Winnie the Pooh, or yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the Ghost That Messed with Mickey. That is correct. There was a this is really reaching back now, but they are in the game, so this is a real nice sentiment to how they bring in just all kinds of things from the Disney universe into the game, and it was from a short in 1937 called The Lonesome Ghosts. And they've made a few appearances over the years in other various things. Like Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse, they brought him back for a few little shorts here and there. But the original was 1937. And interestingly enough, in that thing, obviously being really early on in the history of Disney, Mickey Mouse in that particular short was voiced by Walt Disney himself. And they do actually have names, so like I'll give 5. I might as well just give 5 seconds. Like, anyone know any of these ghost names? I'm gonna probably assume no. See, Die Maker's like little flashy. Is he just shuffling or is he going for it? No, I don't even think Die Maker's from 1937. So they're called. Yeah. Oh my God, they have names. Yes, they do. Their names are Jasper, Grub, Boo, and Moth. So there you go. That is the Lonesome Ghosts from 1937 short. And then moving on to number 2. Where is this guy in the game?
He's also in Tower 5.
This is the Tower 5 showcase.
Yep, there he's also in Tau 5. I think he's popped up a couple places elsewhere as well. He randomly appears as a PvE, and yeah, he is an imp. So Cozy got that one. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys because this is a little unfair at this point. So this is now reaching back even further. We're going 3 years more back, and this is from the Silly Symphonies, which was really super early Disney, and in 1934, and telling the story of I always mispronounce this, Persephone and Pluto. Not Pluto the dog, but this is like the mythical Greek tales of the lords of the underworld, which is why you get these devilish imps. Not Hades, but the lord of the underworld. And yeah, that is it. The Silly Symphonies. That was also another little short. And finally, moving on to number 1, which is going back even further. This is Tower 5 as well. This and he's also popped up in a couple other places. So
yeah, he's the dancing
yeah.
skeleton. I don't know where he's.
Is he from Doctor
Yeah,
Facilier officially? No, that's because it's going back. to
No, way back there. He's from, like,
well, we're all the way back almost
20s.
Yeah,
maybe.
not even the 30s. This is so close.
Steamboat Willie
I can see why you would say that.
Jeez.
Very, very close. It wasn't that long after Steamboat Willie. This was still black and white, and this was 1929. We've made it all the way back to the 20s, to almost the very birth of Disney, as we know it. So the skeletons, or the silly skeletons, or the dancing skeletons from these Silly Symphonies, and that, like I said, was released in 1929. And the skeletons are obviously undead walking creepers and have been long associated with the macabre side of Disney, though they are not actually malevolent in most of their appearance and resemble harmless, outgoing pranksters, and obviously do those silly little dances. So there you go, sidekicks and servants, mostly minions that you chop on down in most of the PvE and obviously Tower 5. So there's your top 10 for this week. I think I'm going to start trying to make these more topical to actual in-game tips, but I was a little rushed and I was still on the whole track of these guys. Like I said, when we first started this in week 1, when it was obscure characters, like I said, there's a list, and this is not even, this is literally just the classic Disney ones, and there's plenty of other minions, but I think we'll give this a break for a while.
Props to Glue. You look at this and it's stuff that we don't know, but
Yeah.
props to them including and being inclusive. I mean, very inclusive, going back to 20s and 30s and 40s to get villains, and yeah, just props to them and their research is what I would say.
Yeah, someone that worked hard on this stuff.
Seriously.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to say. It was just like they're truly pulling from all of the Disney universe and canon, going all the way back to the Silly Symphonies, which basically is from the birth of Disney. So this is super inclusive. We've got 1929 Silly Symphonies and Steamboat Mickey all the way through to what we're up to Frozen 2 now. So super, super inclusive. So another reason why I really love this game. Okay, so there you go, guys. That is the top 10 for the week. And what do we usually go on from here? We got how many questions this week? I haven't really had a chance to go over those. I think, Cozy, you've been pulling some of those for us out of the channel there.
Yes. Let me grab them. Got a little bit of a list here. Alrighty. Well, first, we always get a question, and this is actually funny, pertaining to the actual show's layout. Yep, the bottom left is going to be Mac, and I'm going to be Cozy on the right. People have asked which one's Mac and which one's Cozy, so we've gotten that before.
Yeah, I think we put out originally our first poster had our names on it. I think the current one kind of does for the thumbnail, for the videos and stuff. But yeah, that's Cozy over there, and this is Mac right here. So, and then obviously you got Die Maker and Ludgate, and we've been lucky enough to have Danny last week and the real IRL. Hopefully we'll get more of those guys in, and you'll be able to see their names. We should probably get name tags as well then, Cozy.
Yeah, no, just to make sure everyone knows who we are. To pull a question out of there, it says someone asked what if we could talk about and you know what, I get asked this. This is probably the most asked question that I get on PMs. And it's because you're having a lot of players come from other games that are built the same way. and it's what are some of the top squads outside of Kingdom
That is a very good question.
for Conquest?
Apparently Frozen.
Well,
Yeah.
Incredibles for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, Downtown Villains. I see a lot. Spoiler alert: Frozen's going to be a top squad. I'm telling you now.
That's for sure. Onward Trio. Onward Trio with two plugins, I would say, is definitely going to be a solid Conquest team. And then from there, you want to build what you have around. So if you've got Simba, he's got a Conquest lead. Build him around
the Lion King squad's not too bad either, right? Like
no,
Scar,
not at all.
Simba, and Rafiki, they have a little bit of synergy going on there. It's not as obvious as some of the other ones, but that one's not too bad. If anyone's really brave, you can run an Oceanic squad.
Really brave.
Really brave.
What are their synergies? Like what is in their kit that makes nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, so
nothing.
zero.
But you've got
All right,
you've
so
got some OP characters in there. You've got Davy Jones. You've got Jack Sparrow. And then it drops off quick. You have Captain Hook. You have Tinkerbell. There's one more.
Danny in the chat. Don't do that. Don't do that.
One more that escapes me. Oh, Ariel.
Ariel is usable.
Yes,
she's usable.
Yeah, Ariel was very serviceable up until the point I managed to get. Who did I replace her with? I think I put when I got my Hades up to speed. Ariel lost out.
Yeah.
So
you've got 3 decent characters in there, and then 2 pretty poor ones.
And then also, Toy Story all together. I mean, if you get them all together, you're gonna at least get a little bit of synergy there. If you're looking for the deeper Conquest teams to throw in there, I mean, you could definitely throw Zerg and make them even better. But yeah, get Bo Peep, Woody, and Jesse, and you're working with something.
You're right. That's a good Conquest squad. There is one brave player who insists on using that in arena.
Really?
I don't know how well it's working for him. He does complain about Kingdom on the daily, but props for him for sticking with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it really depends. Again, it's what your focus in the game is. A lot of these synergy or at least faction squads, whether they have synergy or not, they're fun to play with in PvE content. Obviously, when you're talking about tournament and the PvP arena, it's going to be a little different. There is going to be a bit of a meta there, obviously. But yeah, all of these are definitely fun to play with in the other areas of the game. So it really depends on your focus.
I really like the diversity of the game because you got your meta for the PvP and tournament, but then you got all this other area of the game that you can use so many other characters, and of course the tower kind of forces you to use different characters.
I agree, Dai. I think that the more they introduce game modes to encourage different use of squads, I think everyone's going to be excited about that. You definitely want to focus on your main 5 for the live PvP and ST. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy the theory crafting. I mean, that's where a lot of the fun lies.
Yeah, for sure. And Meathead has come out and said too that they're looking at putting out a lot more synergies. So that's going to be exciting.
Exactly.
Excellent. I think it scrolled way up, but Jupiter had a good point on why is it so difficult to get villain characters early game?
Because they're the best.
Yzma says hello. She's certainly not the best, I would say. I don't know. I think they might have messed up on that one because they gave you 5 heroes to start, but they only give you 4 villains. That strikes me as just slightly odd. They make you farm the 5th.
Yeah. I think I guess because villain campaign comes slightly after heroes campaign, so that I guess they're going to assume that you're going to go after that. But yeah, in general, there's going to just be more hero characters and villains. I just from Disney alone, right? I mean, Disney's focused on family friendly.
I would think so because in the movies, a lot of them group of heroes fighting like one big bad and their henchmen. So exactly. I think in most movies, the heroes outnumber the villain. Of course, someone wants to go prove me wrong. Please do.
All right, what else we got, Cozy?
Let's see. Other than that, we have. I just reading here. Hold on. You know what? A lot of it was about Blackfire said Hades versus Mordu. Who's better? And go. I'll let the two beta players decide that one.
Go for it, Di.
They're both situational for me, though. It's kind of hard. More to definitely for if you want to set up a defense that's that you can not be taken down in ST or even Conquest. Mordu's the guy. But sometimes I take out Mordu and put it in Hades for my offense when I want to climb ST. So, man, that's hard. It really is.
Both have their uses for sure.
Yeah, Mordu's easier to max out. So, how's that?
That's an excellent point. Hades is just super expensive to max out, but he puts out nice damage. And he's fast for a non-kingdom player.
Yeah, seriously.
So this is in response to people feeling the pain that my energy is maxed out and I'm not using it. So
thank you, Matt.
There you go.
We've got.
Told you, it's been a busy day. So yeah, and I know I usually save things for the video, but no, usually I would have done that. But I was scrambling to get that top 10 ready. So not much game time today. I think I missed a question as well that came up in the chat.
There's one that says, "What are your thoughts
on
a friend? What are your thoughts on a friends list with no PM abilities?"
That is it. That was the good question I saw there.
For me, it doesn't do much for me because I use Discord for just about anything talking to my people. But I know Star Wars. It took them 3 years to get a PM ability on that game. So I don't know if it's server side, if that's just not where they want to put their resources. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see much benefit in having that. I mean, yeah, if you're super into that kind of thing and gaming in general, then you probably know to use something like a Discord and find the community. If not, then all you really need to be talking to is your club, and that is there. So yeah, it's like Cozy said, I don't know if that's a great use of resources when there's obviously lots of other things we want in the game. It would be nice. I think this was early on. I saw lots of questions in the community chat about how do I find someone. And at best, you just have to go searching by club. I think that was the best solution anyone had. But to directly message anyone, can you guys think of any benefit to being able to directly message someone in the game that is not in your club?
I mean, if you're not like a super competitive club and you're not using Discord, but you still need to coach someone that's in your club, it's kind of unfortunate that you have to do it in public in front of everyone in your club, right? It would be nice to be able to just send a PM. That said, Danny in the chat does bring up a good point that, this is a Disney game and they're careful about toxicity. And I can tell you from experience that I got some super weird and creepy messages when I was playing Disney Heroes. So, I mean, on one side of it, I'm kind of glad that there is no PM ability.
Yeah.
It's just the culture of the game doesn't really require one. And if you do want to do something like that, then you find places like this and join in with the community. And obviously, if you have bad intentions or ill will and the toxicity that Meathead was talking about, then we don't want to hear from you anyway. So I guess that's where we're at with that. So what's Danny put there? Someone.
No, just talking about guild or club management is really going to be the biggest use. And just to we were talking about resource management earlier with the staff, and I think that's what people want to or need to understand a bit more is whether there's a glitch in the game or something that the community wants changed. I think that the developers are hearing us for the most part, but there's this ever growing list, right? And they've got to pick and manage what they're going to put out first, what they're going to address first. I'm sure they want to address a lot, right? But it's just trying to decide what's most important.
And as we've seen, they're working on new content too, as we see with the Frozens coming out.
hmm It's a good thing that they fixed Conquest. I think that was like, top of the list. I think that was the obvious top of the list because of the old content that needs to at least be fixed before we put new content in. And now that we've had what, 2 solid weeks. Last week was super solid. Week before was 99% solid. So, looks like they're making good progress there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And in terms of Discord, the fact that they managed to put the official Discord in the game as well, a link directly to that, it enables you to just find that as well. Because yeah, if there's plenty of other games that they never even got an official one, and they not only has an official one but a direct link to it in the game. It makes it a lot easier for everyone to figure that out. So we got any other questions going on here in the chat?
Yeah, Jupiter asks, how long will it take for an FG free-to-play player to get truly competitive on a competitive level?
Define competitive is, I mean, you can see from here, apart from that one pack that I bought, which hasn't really affected any of my PvP competitiveness because I haven't used them at all. You can see I'm floating top 20, and I started the game properly running at it around the beginning of the year, maybe February, seriously started investing time into it. So we're only 2-3 months in, and I am near enough top. I was holding top 10 for a while before a few of the other whales came in, and as you can see, level 56. So you can compete pretty well, but I don't feel the need to be super competitive in this game. I very rarely lose a PvP battle because I focused on my core 5. So Cozy, you came in pretty much global launch, right? So
yeah,
you're pretty up there, or
yeah,
have you've spent a little bit on the game, right?
yeah. Definitely. I've spent to just get access to the new characters in different ways. But to be competitive, yeah, it depends on what you're. When you come into a new game, Jupiter, you can be put into a new sorcerer's tournament shard, or it could be one that's already outgoing, and you could lose the lottery and get put on the very end of one shard, and that would be unfortunate. But for the main part, you're going to be able to be somewhat competitive, somewhat right away, and then you just want to concentrate on that main 5 that you're going to use, and you should be able to be decently competitive for a while. And then in live PvP, for a while you're consistently competitive because you're in a bracket with other people at the same level as yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like Danny's saying in the chat, and we've been saying the last couple of weeks now, concentrate on your core 5. If you get that in terms of PvP content, then yeah, if you can, I mean, you can see here, this is my core 5. I've gone with high damage AoE, and then I started slotting in these highly exclusives in there. We talked about Ariel earlier. Before I had Hades, Ariel was still hanging out here, and she wasn't maxed, but she was holding out. I didn't max her just because I knew she was going to get replaced, so I didn't want to invest that much more in her. The thing that's really going to help you competitive wise as a free to play is if you can save up your gems and wait for these Toy Story or the Aladdin event to come around and get either one of these spells, because they're about the best spell you're going to get as a free to play player that can save gems without actually spending any money.
Get that Iago spell.
Yeah. This was the first thing I dropped a lot of saved up gems on in terms of buying one of those kind of packs. I didn't really invest in character packs that were for gems or for money, and yeah, he was my first kind of major spell. After that, I think I dropped a lot on this Wild Imagination, which has been instrumental in holding even on defense against all these other crazy beta players and whales. And then Bucket of Soldiers I dropped on that too. So those are things that are available to you as free to play if you do those offers and if you just save up your gems. But yeah, I was up in this kind of region within 2 to 3 months easily. I was challenging the top and holding. I haven't really dropped out the top 20 since I got there about a month ago. It's getting a little harder now, but daily I can make that climb back. I don't think I've dropped out of, not even like into the 30s. Like if I get knocked back, I maybe get knocked back low 20s. So there you go. And Danny concurs, about 2 to 4 months maybe if you really don't do any of those offers and just in-game grind your stuff and just make sure you're doing all of your dailies and you're getting that free. You can get 10 gems here in the store by doing the free chest, and then obviously all of this stuff in the dailies.
Yeah, just to touch on something Cozy said too. In Arena, a lot of people spend maybe not a lot of people, but there's some people out there who spend a lot of time in Arena every day, and they climb up fast, and then they complain that the matchmaking is terrible and that they're getting outmatched. Well, if you're spending 30 battles a day in Arena and you're climbing up a lot, well, that's where the stronger counts are. So that's why you're running into that wall. If you're doing your Arena wins to get your pack, or maybe like 10 wins to do what your share is in your club to get the club quest, you're not going to climb nearly as fast. You're not going to hit that same wall. The people around you are going to be more around your level. And I think some people kind of lose touch with that, and they get to the 6,000 trophy range with 3,000 power team, and then wonder why they're getting blown out of the water all the time. So the more you push, the harder the competition is going to be. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your time in free to play, especially.
Exactly.
Yes, that's a really good point. So if you want to see where I literally was doing that, and some days I just missed as well, because just you don't always get a chance to play you have to do 4. It's kind of annoying that you only get 3 per battle, and then you have to do that extra 4th one. But I would literally just do it enough to open that pack, and I'm up to gold 1 by now. I'm just below platinum, so I didn't climb too high, and for the longest time I was just getting the easiest opponents. It's only since I got to about gold 2 and gold 1 where I start having slightly harder battles, but very rarely. I said it's like 99% of the time I don't lose a PvP battle.
Yeah, you have to do 4 battles, but you don't have to win them all. I mean, if you win 3, and then even on your 4th battle, if you only kill 1 guy, you get a trophy for that. You've got your pack. You can move on.
Yeah, because it's 1 trophy per kill, right? It's not the winning of the.
Yeah, the first 2 kills are a trophy each, I think, and then the 3rd trophy is for a win. I'm not certain about that second trophy.
Yeah, you get different. It's not per kill. It's essentially if you kill an enemy, if you don't kill any enemies, and then if you get the win, there's different trophy amounts per one.
I thought there was the way to get 2. Maybe if you kill 4, you get 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think if it's 1v1, because I've gotten 2 before. But my last note on all of it, though, and you touched on it a little bit earlier, Mac, is there's gonna be characters in the game that you can get very quickly, very fast, that are going to be very helpful early. Spells is what people ignore early on, and if you can just lock down 2 spells that you're going to commit to, or like you said, go after those, or there's others out there. I mean, there's plenty of good spells, but that's where you're going to have kind of that's going to make the difference between once you hit that gold level, moving forward. That's going to make a major difference. And Danny put it a good way too. Not to say you're not going to be competitive, but just to be able to compete across the game, it's going to take a few months at a high level.
Yeah, so quick one where Emily was asking me why not Syndrome Leader. I don't think I've really paid that much attention to what his leadership was. I think it's to do with potency, right?
He gives a crit bonus to villains.
Oh no, it's a crit bonus. Who's the one that gives potency bonus? I'm getting them confused now. Okay, villain teammates receive a bonus of 4% chance to deal a crit strike. Oh, okay. And then I guess it's because I just got locked into the idea of Shan Yu's leadership for Kingdom characters, but then I don't really have any Kingdom characters.
He's your only Kingdom character, which he gives himself the speed boost.
He gives
nice.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Syndrome will give them all the crit bonus, and Shan Yu benefits greatly from crits. So I mean, try it out. See if you like it, and if you don't like it, you can always switch back.
Okay, so what we'll do is an experiment. Like I said, I haven't been getting knocked down too far and holding in defense, as you can see from my defense log. Once I got Hades in there, you'll see a few greens there. So I was doing pretty well. But yeah, why not? Let's just do this as an experiment, and we'll revisit next week. I will take off Shan Yu in my defense setup and put Syndrome and set that. Also, I think it's because I thought the next one who's going to cycle out of that team is going to be Syndrome. I would probably, my very long crawl to Mordu, or I don't know, Mickey or Aladdin, just for the extra speed to help me climb. I don't know if it's going to be any better on defense, but that's probably why not Syndrome, because I thought he was going out is a slightly longer version. of that answer. So we got any others from the channel
No,
there, Cozy?
I think that's it. And as far as my time, I think that's it on what I have.
Yeah, Cozy had a hard out this week, unlike last week's hard out.
Yeah, I went a little bit
But
over last week. It's because I wanted to talk
yeah,
to
so
Danny.
we are, well, everyone wants to talk with Danny. She's very knowledgeable and cool to talk with. So yeah, it's we're coming up to the hour anyway, so let's wrap this one up. Any big surprises we think's coming during the week? What do you think's gonna go on, Lud?
Frozen event and
Yep.
Sally's Potions coming back Monday, Tuesday.
And Cozy, what you got going on? I know you got your new Twitch channel and you're pumping out some awesome content there on the YouTubes.
Yeah, so just we're gonna concentrate and make sure we learn Sven and Christoph the best we can till the other guys come. Make sure that we've got them done with, and yeah, we'll be doing Twitch a few times this week. We'll be doing Tower 5 on Twitch, as well as just playing around with the Frozen characters and having a good time in a relaxed and fun environment.
Great. I will try and get some more interesting and fun top 10 things ready for next week's show. And we might, either if we don't do a top 10, we might replace it with a bit of a trivia or quiz section, because we've had a few requests from that. I think you guys enjoy the interactive part of it. I have some ideas on that. And also, I'll probably do my regular Sunday stream this weekend. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do, but we will definitely be streaming then. And I'm going to leave the last word to Die Maker.
Yeah, I'm just super excited. I get to farm something now. I haven't farmed any character tokens for months on end. So
I hear you, buddy.
Excited. But then I also think they're going to be instrumental in the Frozen event. I really do.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's why we always give the last word to Die when he's in here with us. So thanks for coming and hanging out with us, everybody. We will be doing this again next week. We're not sure. It's usually going to be a Friday or a Saturday, but there will always be a weekend live show for everyone to come hang out and join in with. So yeah, that's about it. I know Cozy's got to get out of here, so I'll let him sign off and we will get going.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Cozy. Thanks, Mac.
So yeah, we are on the outro again, and for some reason chat's gone away. So, but you can see it on the YouTubes.
Yeah, I can see it on the YouTube, and I can't see it on the screen anymore. But I don't full screen it, so I can see the chat there.
It's about to pop back, but I think everyone was pretty wrapped up. Yeah. Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Danny.
Blackfire.
Thanks, Dayrecker.
Hey, Blackfire.
Thanks, Black Fry. Thanks, Chris Ludgate. Thanks, Emily. Thanks for the question. Appreciate that. That's all the regulars. Where'd Alex go? Alex has been real quiet recently.
He popped in
but
at
I
the
know
beginning.
he's here. I think he said he was at his cousin's.
Oh, that's right. He said he was going to watch the replay later.
Yeah. Nope, he here. Nope, he here.
Oh, the chat's back. Yeah, we're still broadcasting.
Oh, yeah,
this is the after party.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we always do this little thing at the end while we wrap up, and I press a few buttons to get us out of here. So we will see you real soon. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See you next week.